Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching the hottest sports podcast in the South, the best damn sports podcast, period. This is. Yo, what is up? Welcome into the show. March 29th, 2019. This is Sentell's Intel. Hey, I said it was March 29th, so that means it's my sister's birthday. So you people say happy birthday to my sister. If you haven't already said happy birthday, I am here live on YouTube as always. Thank you for watching. As well as I'm back on Facebook again doing a simulcast. I'll be on Facebook for an hour, and I'll be with YouTube for the whole entire 2 hour of the program. It is the hottest sports podcast in the South. It is the best 2 hours in sports talk. You know who I am. Well, you know who I am. I am the one, Wesley Sentell, host of the best damn sports podcast, period. Sentell, right here live on YouTube and also streaming live on Facebook. Hey, lots to get into. Obviously, the NCAA tournament is going to take, the majority of the show is about the NCAA tournament. We have games about to tip in over an hour or so. We'll have some games tonight or LSU taking on Michigan State. That's in the East Regional. Michigan State the 2 seed, LSU at the 3 seed. At 7:29. In the Midwest region, the number 1 seeded Tar Heels will take on the 5th seeded Auburn Tigers at approximately 9:39, 10 o'clock. The number 4 seed Virginia Tech Hokies take on the Duke Blue Devils, and at 9:59, tip is the number 3 seeded Houston Cougars take on the number 2 seeded Kentucky Wildcats. Out in Kansas City, that is also in the Midwest bracket. So we got lots to talk about. We'll get more in depth with those games a little later, kind of go into details about some of them before they tip off. But let's go backwards a little bit. Before we do that, like I said, we got lots to talk about. We're gonna get into my Sucka of the week. That's at the bottom of the hour. Also, MLB is back. I'll go through the scoreboard from yesterday in just a few seconds. We got a few games tonight. Nothing has started, so I'll give you those scores from yesterday. But let's go back to last night. Interesting games last night. The number 1 seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs in the West Regional took on Florida State. Very competitive game in the second half. Gonzaga led most of the way. Through the game, the entire way through the game. Florida State made it close and interesting down the stretch, but Gonzaga was able to make some big plays down the stretch to kind of prepare their way into a win. They looked really poised for an older ball club. They were led by Rue Hachimura. I think I said that right. Rue Hachimura. I like Hachimura. Really good basketball team. Mark Few. I mean, they've been to 3. This is their 3rd straight Elite 8 appearance, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd straight Elite 8 appearance, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 3rd straight Elite 8 appearance. Again, welcome into the show. If you're just not tuning in, man, we got lots to talk about in this 2 hours. Mostly NCAA tournament stuff. If you're watching, comments, questions, you can leave them right there on Facebook. I'm watching on Facebook, as well as I am live on YouTube. So if you got questions, comments, get in here on the program. No phone calls today for obvious reasons. So make your comments and your questions be known right here. I can see both of them. But I was talking about the Gonzaga Florida State game from last night. Gonzaga wins 72-58, but game was a lot closer than the score would indicate. Like I said, it was nipping tough in the second half. Gonzaga jumped out early, but Florida State stayed around. I thought Gonzaga should have led by more at halftime. It was only an 11-point game at halftime, but I kind of feel bad for Florida State. we're gonna get into it. Hey man, calm down. We're gonna get into it just a little bit. Hey, it's early in the show. Here you go. Uh, if it wasn't for the turnovers early, but Gonzaga, I thought they could have had a bigger lead. But credit to Florida State for fighting back in the second half, making it a game. They pushed it, got it kind of close, but then Gonzaga, being an older team, kind of showed the poise down the stretch, made the winning plays. Florida State, I do, will say this: they were down one of their better players. I don't do excuses, but Phil Kofer was out, death of his father, so it was one of those things where you can't predict that happening, and you can't see that happening. So, that's a tough break for them. I think, they've been better off, obviously having Kofer out there. But Gonzaga, give credit to them. They made the play the winning plays. Trent Forrest played big for Florida State off the bench. He had 20 points. He was their best player last night. But Gonzaga heads on to the Elite Eight for the third straight year. We'll get into some NFL in a little bit. Talking college basketball right now. In the next game, Purdue, Tennessee. Purdue with a big win in overtime over Tennessee, 99-94. That was a 3-seeded Purdue against number 2-seeded Tennessee, and this game had everything. It had everything. Purdue jumps out to this big lead against Tennessee. They're up by 12 in the first half. Tennessee storms back, takes the lead in the final minutes of the game, lead by 2. Guy gets fouled. They foul a guy on the 3-point line, which is just. I didn't like the call when it happened live. I still don't like the call. I know why they called it, but I didn't like it. I didn't think it affected the shot. He did get the body below after he released the ball, so I didn't think it affected the shot. But the guy goes to the line, hit 2 out of 3 free throws, ties the game up, goes to overtime. Purdue plays really well in the overtime. Carson Edwards. He was sensational last night. He had 29. Klein hit a bunch of huge threes in the game. And just disappointing for Tennessee. Rick Barnes again fails to get out of the Sweet 16, and it's just something that I'm sitting here like Florida State and Tennessee lost, so that's not a bad thing. Florida State and Tennessee lost, But what a great game that was, 99-94. Purdue, Matt Painter, I believe the coach of the Purdue Boilermakers, I think he's done a fabulous job with this program. They consistently in the tournament, and they're a really quality basketball team. If you look at them every year, they're really quality every year. They just get it done. So a big win last night. That game was in Louisville, Kentucky. So kudos. In the Texas Tech and Michigan, and also in the West Regional, the number 3 seeded Texas Tech Red Raiders took on the number 2 seeded Michigan Wolverines, and these next 2 games I'm gonna talk about. These next 2 basketball games I'm gonna talk about. These next 2 games, the quality teams, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Quality teams in these games. But now some of these scores are just ridiculous. I mean, this is just bad basketball. Now, Texas Tech ends up winning the game 63-44. But if you watch the first half of basketball, and I pray for you. I pray for you that if you watch the first half of this game, because if you watch the first half of this basketball game, you should be physically ill. It was such an ugly ball game in the first half. I mean, 24-16 at halftime. Repeat that. 24-16 at halftime in 20-minute halves was all that Michigan could muster, was 16 points in the first half. 16 whole damn points in the first half. What just an ugly game of basketball in the first half. Texas Tech was led by Jared Culliver. He had 22 last night, and just a great job of coaching, but just not a pretty basketball game. I mean, the whole team had 44 points. 44 points total. This is just bad basketball, but you know, congrats to Texas Tech. They move on. They will take on Gonzaga tomorrow for a chance to go to the Final Four. So congratulations to them. Even though it was an ugly game. And speaking of more ugliness ensued after this game or during this game. Just more ugliness. And it was just bad. You know, the first two games, Florida State Gonzaga was really competitive. It was good basketball. You know, at times Florida State Gonzaga got stale, but it was still exciting. Purdue and Tennessee was just, you know, just a great ball game all the way through. But Texas Tech and Michigan, that was just awful basketball. And then Oregon and Virginia. You know. This is Virginia. This is what you get when you watch Virginia basketball, and this is why I'm very critical, and I'll get to them in a second. But they win the game, 53-49. 53-49. That was the final score. That was the final score. That was the final score, people. 53-49. That was the 53-49 was the final score. Was the final score of the game. 50. They barely broke 50. Oregon was a 12 seed, so it was like the lowest. They were the lowest left seeded team in the tournament. Virginia was obviously a 1 seed in the South region. They get the win. They were led by Ty Jerome. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Oregon was led by Louis King. He had 16 points. But just ugly basketball. They held Oregon at 22 points in the first half, 27 in the second half. They barely broke. Virginia themselves barely broke 30 in the first half. I mean, just ugly basketball. If you stayed up to watch that, bless your heart. I know it was late, and you know you had to go. People had to go to work. But if you stayed up and watched that, then bless your heart. Bless your heart. I'm you know. If you're watching, if you're out there watching, thank you. Welcome to the show. I am streaming on YouTube, and I'm also on Facebook for the first hour of the show. Got questions and comments, concerns, anything in the world of sports, leave your comment right here. I'll get to it. Question, I'll get to it. No phone calls for obvious reasons tonight. And I want to kind of stay on Virginia a little bit. People, you know, most people know that I'm awfully critical of Virginia. I'm awfully critical of Virginia, and I don't like to be that guy. I don't like to be that guy, but I just have to. I don't like the style of basketball. It's not fun. It's not fun to watch at all. Now it's been rather successful in the ACC. It no doubt about it. It's been very successful in the ACC. But I do not think, and I say this, and they only on to the Elite Eight with a chance to go to the Final Four, and I'm saying this still, I just don't think this style can win it all. Your margin for error is so small when you play this way. You play this way, invites close games. And ultimately, the odds are going to fall against you that you're going to lose because you play this brand of basketball. It is slow. Play down to the final shot clock. To the final second of the shot clock before you get a shot up. This is how they play. This is the game they play. Virginia. Let me give you these numbers on Virginia in the regular season. They average a game taking 53 shots a game. On average. 53 shots a game. Let that sink with you now. That's 53 shots a game. 53. That's ranks 327th in all of college basketball. 327th in Division I men's basketball. There are only 353 teams. Again, there's only 353 teams. And they're 327th in field goal attempted. Now, conversely, the North Carolina Tar Heels lead the nation, or tied in the lead in the nation, with 67 field goal attempts in a game. That's 14-7. That's 14 more attempts a game. That's huge. You thinking that's not a lot of attempts? That's a lot of possessions That's a lot of attempts. Let's say you go 7 of 14 on those possessions. That's 14 more points. You know, hit some threes in there. I mean, that could get up. That could get up to 17, 18 points, which would raise your points per game up and give you more room for error. I just don't like the style of basketball. And I know there's some Virginia fans out there, mainly Dean Cade. And you know, like I say, Tony Bennett has done a fabulous job with this program. He's done a fabulous job with this program. I cannot take that away from him. I can't take that away from him. I don't have those numbers in front of me, Kiwi Dennis. I don't have the field percentage in front of me. That is not the point of this conversation. That is not the point of this conversation. Because they're not shooting a blazing percent. They probably shoot above average, just like the nation. But when you're only giving yourself 53 shot attempts, does not really matter what your field goal percentage is, because you're not a top ranking 3-point shooting team. Now they can shoot it. Yeah, that's important. But if you're only taking 53 shots, no, to me, getting the attempts up is important. Because unless you shoot 60% of the team, which you're not, or you're never ever going to do, then that's important to get up more shots. It's important. I just don't understand. And see, I kind of figure out a reason why you like this style so much, because I looked this up and I found this out that Florida ranks low is in field goal attempts. You're a Florida fan in basketball, so I know why you like this style so much. You play the same slow, pounded basketball style too, and you're way down in field goal attempts. So I just, people, I'm not dogging Tony Bennett. I like I said, he's done a fabulous job at Virginia. They were irrelevant before he got there. They were irrelevant, and now since he's been there, they win the ACC regular season like every year. They have. They've just been dominant in the ACC. They just win constantly. But when you get into these tournament formats, this is why they're struggling in the ACC tournament. Not they ain't never won it, but this is why they're struggling in the ACC tournament. This is why they have struggled in the NCAA tournament. Now, again, they've got to the Elite Eight. They have. But they've beaten Oklahoma and Oregon. So, Oklahoma and Oregon. So, I'm not impressed. Now, it's good to get where they at, but I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. I'm not. You can sing their praises if you want to. I'm not going to sing their praises. If you want to come in and sing their praises, you come on. You come sing their praises. But yeah, we're talking about the NCAA tournament games from last night. Questions, comments, leave them right there. YouTube, I see everything. I see it all. I see everything. I see everything. Because I am all knowing. So y'all get in here on the show today, man. It's fun, man. It's a fun show today. We got some big games tonight, man. I cannot wait for the night. Tonight is going to be really, really good. In about 45 minutes or so, LSU takes on Michigan. I think LSU has one of the most talented teams in the country. Gets a really good Michigan State team led by Cassius Winston and several other upperclassmen. You know how Tom Izzo coaches them hard. LSU really talented. Even though it's weird, LSU can win the tournament and in 2 weeks have their tournament took away from them. They can really win. LSU can literally win this tournament and be stripped of it like the day after. Like, they really could, because they ain't all kind of stuff with the coach Will Wade. Has all kind of stuff going on. But this is a talented basketball team. LSU is really talented, and I think what's going to be the game of the night, my opinion, Auburn and Carolina. You talk about teams who get up and down the floor, get up and down and run. You may not want to get up and leave the room during this game at all, at no point. These two teams, it's gonna be a track meet. The Harper kid, and then you know what Kobe White does? They just push. They don't know how to slow down. This is what they do. They just run. The ball goes in the basket, they're running. Misses, they're running. This game is going to be super fun. The Tar averaged about 86 points a game. I already told you that they tied for first in field goal attempts in the nation at 67 a game. So they get their shots up. Auburn gets their shots up as well. So the pace of play in this game is gonna be breakneck. And as soon as I get off the air, I'll be in there watching that. That's a 7:29 start. So I'm sure I'll lose most of my Tar Heel audience at 7:29. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really good. Tar Heels led by Luke May and Cam Robinson. Luke May actually had a decent season. I mean, he put up 14.9 points a game and 10, almost 11 rebounds. So I mean, that's big time. At 9:39, you have the 4th seeded Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the number 1 seeded Duke Blue Devils in the East Regional. Virginia Tech defeated Duke earlier in the season, 7-7, 72. There was no Zion Williamson, but Virginia Tech was without Justin Robinson. And if you don't know Justin Robinson, he is a really good guard, senior. So he's been through all the battles. So he'll be back tonight. This thing should be fun. The last matchup, Kerry Blackshear, for them, I thought he just was outstanding, 23 and 10. He played really well. Mikhail, Alexander Walker, really good ball player. Averaged 16 points on the season, 4 rebounds, almost 4 assists. So Duke, Virginia Tech, approximately 9:39. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, that's gonna be like 10 o'clock. So if you didn't get a nap today, if you got up early this morning, you better get you a nap, because it's gonna be a late one. I have these games been like this forever now. So forever since I can remember, and I'm still. I mean, that don't change the fact that I don't like these start times. That is way too late. Just way too late, man. Just way too late for me. Just way too late of a start time for me. But that should be a fun game. Duke averages 83 points a game. Virginia Tech averages about 73 points a game. Duke is led by R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson. But for me, it's about the others. Can the others help? Can Cam help? Can Trey Jones knock down an open 3 here and there? He's shooting about 19% from the 3-point line. And I'm telling you, they're going to make him hit them jumpers. And I've been telling you all year, my 2 biggest concerns is 3-pointer and free throw line. And it has come to fruition, because it almost cost them a game Sunday, and it very well could cost them a game going forward. That's why I have not been just locked. Hey, let's get this thing. We very easily could be getting beat. Easily. And we have no depth whatsoever. So that's just a scary thing. And I love Buzz Williams, Virginia Tech coach. I mean, he does a great job. I thought he was really good at Marquette. So he does an outstanding job. And at 9:59, approximately 9:59. So that means about 10:30. So if you didn't get no nap and you want to watch Kentucky, the number 2 seeded Kentucky Wildcats take on the 3 seeded Houston Cougars, you damn well had better get a nap, because this is gonna be late. 10:30 is 10:30. Houston's led by Corey Davis, is a senior. Also, and not me. A story that's not been made enough for me is that P.J. Washington has been out for Kentucky. He was their best, leading scorer. I ain't gonna say their best player. He was their leading scorer during the season, and now he's out. He's been out. Calipari said he may play tonight, and if he does, he's only gonna play a few minutes. So that's been a story that's not been talked about as far as Kentucky goes. But that Houston Kevin Sampson, I think his name. He's coach at Oklahoma, but he's been quiet. They've been really good. They have been really, really good. They average about 75 points a game. Kentucky has about 76 points a game, and that'll be your second game in the Midwest Regional. So I'm looking forward to tonight. This is going to be good. You're looking at 1-4, 1-5, 2-3, 2-3. So just good quality basketball. No teams are not pounding the ball for 30 seconds like we saw last night. Bless your heart. If you stayed up and if you watched Texas Tech and Michigan and Oregon and Virginia, you are a damn soldier. You are a damn soldier, and I gotta give you respect. I gotta give you much respect. If you stayed up and watched that, I gotta give you much respect. because just thinking about that makes my eyes hurt. The team scores 53 points. Today's game of college basketball, I mean, with the skill level in basketball, the way the game is played, free flowing, and you can only get 53 points. I mean, you choose to want to play to score 53 points, which is savagery to me. It's savagery. It got to be tough on your fan base. You got to sit there and watch that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Again, welcome into the show, Sentell. I'm the Wesley Sentell. If you're on Facebook watching, I done told you, it's great to watch me. You look at me, you can see just my face. But if you go over to YouTube, you can see all the good stuff. You get a better view of the show, the wide angle. You get some digital graphic images that you can't see on Facebook because all you can just see is my face. That's all you can see. You can't, you just hear me and see my face. But if you go to YouTube, it's a lot better viewing experience. Getting close to the bottom of the hour, and after that bottom of the hour break, I'm gonna be coming back with my Sucka of the week. So stay tuned for that. If you want to go back and talk about some of the games from last night, shoot your questions and comments. If you want to talk about the games that are about to take place tonight in a matter of minutes, at about 7:09, we have LSU and Michigan State tipping off in Washington, D.C. in the East Regional. So if you want to talk about that, you can. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to Tar Heels and Auburn. Of course, looking forward to Duke and Virginia Tech. But that's later on. That's later on down the line. I'll be gone off the air before then. So no, I'll wait a couple more minutes before we take that about an hour break. Get in here if you're watching. You know what this is. The hottest sports podcast in the South. The best damn sports podcast, period, with me. With your boy. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about any of that yet. I'm going to talk about that at the bottom of the hour. Trying to get to the bottom of the hour. If you are watching, don't, come on. You don't have to. You can just ask a question, leave comments. It's all good. That's what we're here for. We're here for the questions and the comments. That's what we're here for. I'll get those. Yeah, and I'm gonna get into the because I'm trying to keep you people here because you people are in here. I'm not trying to run you off, but I am. After I do Sucka of the week, I'm gonna go through the baseball scoreboard for yesterday. Don't you people go anywhere, okay? I'm just gonna go through the scores, okay? Don't you people go anywhere through the break or after I talk about the scores of the game. Don't go anywhere, okay? I am, Shaq. I am. Look, man, I ain't gonna talk a lot about it. But I'm gonna go through the scoreboard. It was opening day yesterday, so we're gonna do that. Okay, that's happening. Whether you people like it or not, you just gonna like it. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's springtime, baseball season, so you gotta deal with it. Again, you control this show. You want to talk about something else, you get on here, you comment, you ask questions, and you can divert me away from other things. Because there's stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. March Madness is here, and it's going well. The NBA it's just, it's winding down. We got about 6-7 more games to go, and we're going to be in the playoffs. And, got the NFL draft next month. We'll get into some draft talk probably next week. Get into a little mock drafts and some big boards. I'll give you some of those things. But hey, we're up against the break. We're going to take a break. Let's see. All right, now we're gonna take a break, and you people, I mean it, you people better not go anywhere. Be right back after this break. So I'm back. Back from the break. You people better be still here. Better be still here, people. I mean it. I mean that. Because it's time. It's time. You know what it is. It's time. So, I gotta give it to you. So, alright. Time for one of my favorite parts of the show. Favorite segment, let's go.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Yeah, that's right. It's time for Sentell Sucka of the Week for March 29th, 2019. And you know, I'm getting tired of this because, I had suckers last week. Because I can't even have a sucker. There's got to be like multiple suckers now. Like, I can't even get a show. I can't even get a show now with just suckers. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even get a show like with just one. I gotta have suckers. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get one. Okay. So this week, there's 31 suckers. 31 suckers. Those 31 suckers are the 31 suckers who represent the NFL owners who decided this week to vote. They voted to allow to have replay on pass interference and non-calls. What is going on? What is happening? What would make somebody this stupid? Because this reeks of stupidity and overreaction. A complete overreaction. This is a subjective call. And you know what it's for. You know why this is what it is. And you people at home, some of you people are the reason for this. Some of you people are you are to blame. Because you know why? We are a nation of crybabies. We are a nation of pansies. All we do is complain. We're easily offended. We're easily triggered by everything. So now we want to replay subjective calls. We want our officials, people who are human beings just like us, we want them to be perfect. When we all know that as a human, you can't be perfect. We want them to get every call right. We want them to get all of them right. Every single one. We the guy that sits at home. Yeah, the game. Yeah, I have prepared myself. I have prepared myself for 4-5. I have prepared myself for 5-6 hour games. I have already done that, Kevin Harkness. I have already done this. Because this is what is going to happen. We sit here because we can go back and watch the play 8 times. We can put it in super slow motion. But we expect that official, while a game is moving at breakneck speed, to get all the calls right. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. So now, this is going to be great. Well, you can challenge pass interference calls. I'm just trying to figure out why stop there. Why stop at pass interference? Why not? I mean, holding. Why we can't call? Hey, we can replay holding because by the letter of the law, holding can be called every play. Illegal contact can be called every play. If you're going to do it by the letter of the law. That's why it's subjective. I mean, do you not realize if you go back and watch every play over, there's probably a penalty on every play if you go back and watch every play over. I mean, this is the kind of ridiculousness that I'm just accustomed to coming to with this generation in society. Again, we are a nation of babies. This is what we do. We cry, we complain about everything. We overreact to everything. And you know what it comes down to? Oh, it's the Saints game. Oh, they missed. How could they miss that call? They missed it. They missed it. It happened. They missed it. But no, because you people want to focus on one call, but you don't focus on the whole game. See, the Saints didn't lose because of one play. They didn't lose because of that. They lost because they had 290 yards with the offense. That's why they lost. That's why they lost. And since you such on your high horse about penalties, no one mentions the penalty of the drive of the Los Angeles Rams, where it was a clear face mask on Jared Goff that ultimately led them to have to kick a field goal instead of getting a touchdown. But we don't mention that play. We don't mention that play. That's not the play we mention. But again, I blame you people. It's your fault. It's all your fault. 31 owners. Suckers. Now this is on a trial basis for one season. And I hope to God by week 4, no later than week 8, they would have realized that this is a huge mistake. Subjective calls should not be reviewable. You should not be able to go back after the fact and look at a penalty. Oh, that should have been a penalty. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. No one wants to bring up the interception in overtime. Hey, just throw that one away. We don't even, he threw an interception. Drew Brees in that same game that we keep talking about, they had the ball. They had the ball. They had the ball. They had the ball first in overtime. They had the ball. I mean, all I know is when Tom Brady got the ball in overtime in the conference championship, I know he drove down. And won a game. That's not speculation. That happened. All I know is Drew Brees had the ball in overtime. He did. He had the ball. And he threw a pick. And they lost the game. And now the whole world crying for the Saints. Oh, how could they miss that call? Oh, they got that call wrong. How did they miss that call? How could they do it? It happens all the time. You're asking imperfect people to be perfect, while you sit at home with your damn remote control, analyzing and slowing down every play, and got the advantage of seeing it on your 70-inch TV in slow motion. But you want these guys to be perfect. Shame on you. Like I said, 31 suckers the owners voted for it, and the one guy who didn't vote for it, who would never be considered a smart man. Well, I guess he's a billionaire. Mike Brown was the one guy who didn't vote for this. That's the Cincinnati Bengals owner. A guy who would never be confused as the brightest guy out there. And I'm with Mike Brown on this. I would never say I agree with Mike Brown about anything. But I agree with Mike Brown. He was the one owner who had enough sense to know that this is stupid. This is stupid. On all levels. So to the 31 owners who voted for this, and you people for being a bunch of pansies and a nation of crybabies who caused this to happen, you are without a doubt this week's.
Can you dig it, sucker?
That's right. You guys are Sentell Sucker of the week. Just know that you are. You are that. You are that. So with that, let's turn the page. Before I get back into this college basketball action, let me run. Listen. I'm gonna run through the Major League Baseball scoreboard yesterday. Listen. I'm gonna run through the scoreboard. I'm coming right back. Don't you people, go away, because we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. College basketball. We're going to talk about these matchups right here. We're going to get in-depth in these matchups. I want you people to comment and talk about these matchups tonight. I want you to talk about these. I want you to talk about these. Okay. All right. Quickly. quickly. We'll run through these. We're gonna run through these, okay? Okay? All right. Yesterday, opening day in Major League Baseball. I love it. Some of you people make me sick. Listen. I'm not mad at you, okay, if you don't. It's cool with me. I'm okay with that. But I love it. So, you know what you can do for me. Don't turn, just stay right here and watch the show. But don't go anywhere, Stay right here. But, all right. MLB action yesterday. It was opening day. I personally think it should be a holiday. Just a wonderful day. And the weather was just awesome yesterday. So you just got some great weather. It was the Yankees over the Orioles yesterday, 7-2. It was the Mets over the Nationals 2-0. Jacob deGrom was sensational yesterday. It was the Brewers over the Cardinals 5-4. It was Bryce Harper in his debut with the Philadelphia Phillies over the Braves 10-4. Braves fan, it's game 1, and I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing too, but it's game 1 of 162. We got 161 more of these. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do. Okay? I'm not. Okay? I'm cool. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. I understand it was one game. One game. But the bullpen did give up 7 runs yesterday. Just for the record. It was Detroit over the Blue Jays 2-0 yesterday. The Dodgers crushed the Diamondbacks 12-5. The Dodgers are clearly the best team in the National League. Clearly the best team in the National League. They just have too much. And speaking of the best team in the National League, the best team in the American League is probably the Astros. They win yesterday against Tampa 5-1. It was Chicago over the Texas Rangers 12-4. It was the Oakland A's over the Anaheim Angels 4-0. Mike Trout, if you just missed it, has signed a 12-year extension for $430 million. It was the Padres over the Giants. That was Manny Machado's debut with the Padres. The Twins beat the Indians 2-0. The Rockies over the Marlins 6-3. It was the Cubs over the Pirates. The Royals defeated the White Sox, and the Mariners beat the defending champions 12-4 Boston Red Sox up in Seattle. That was your scoreboard from yesterday. There are a few games today as well. Don't really have the schedule, but that was your baseball action. If you have any questions, you feel free. Comments, feel free. This is a sports show. You can talk about anything you want on this show. Don't let people change your mind. Don't let them do that to you. Talk about what you want to talk about. But again, Facebook, I'll be with you guys for another 15 minutes or so. And then I will be only on YouTube. You better get over there. Again, tonight's games that gonna tip off in shortly here. Michigan State 30-6, the 2 seed in the East Regional, averaging about 78 points a game, will take on LSU, the 3-seeded LSU Tigers, 28-6. They average about 81 points a game. You know the situation with their coach, Will Wade. I'm guessing most of you know the situation with the coach, Will Wade. He just, he's on the FBI investigation. Actually, he's already testified once in an FBI investigation. Now they got him on wiretap. I ain't gotta tell you. Just you figure it out for yourself. Should be a great game. Tom Izzo, Michigan State. It's been a while since they've been. I'm thinking. 2015. 2015. I think it was the last year they advanced to Elite 8 because obviously they went to the Final Four in 2015. But Tom Izzo, for all the great stuff that he's done at Michigan State, that title that he won That was way back in 1999. Do you guys realize this? That Tom Izzo hasn't won a title since 1999? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. That was a lot of things happening. 1999, you know, 19. Man, I was still in high school in 1999. I mean, that we talking ancient history. You know, there's a lot of talk about Izzo. Last week when he got into the issue with the kid, one of the players screaming in his face and going ballistic and berserk. I didn't think it was. I think it was overblown. I don't think it was that big a deal. Again, because I just told you people, you people are a nation of pansies. You people are a nation of babies. Everything offends you. Everything makes you weak. So I'm not surprised that some of you went overboard a little bit because I've got a coach before and I've heard some things. But I didn't think it was over the top. But this is my thing. Izzo's been and this is how I get this what does give him his edge. This is who he is. He's a fiery guy. He's an underachieving type guy, and he doesn't always have the greatest talented players. So he does coach them hard. I would just think that Izzo, in his long as he's been there now, has established himself as one of the best ever. That he can control himself a little more at this point to get his point across. But I don't mind streaming at a play. I don't mind that. I just don't. As long as he ain't getting physical with it, I don't care. I like being coach. I like somebody criticizing me in a constructive way, obviously. So coach me hard. I like to be coached hard. But should be a great game. I know Cassius Winston is the unquestioned leader of the Michigan State team. He has 18 and he's averaging almost 19 points a game, 7.5 assists. So he's doing it all. He's doing it all for them. So I cannot wait. I got about 20 minutes and that game is gonna tip, and then I'll lose my one Spartan fan who watches the show. I'll lose my one Spartan fan who watches the show. And then again, the Auburn and North Carolina game at 7:29. I'm just looking forward to it. It's just gonna be a track meet. I'm a huge Bruce Pearl fan. Always have been, and I love the way they play. He just gives his guys like the ultimate green light. They just go, like they just go. He just lets those guys go up and down the floor. They jack up a lot of shots, and man. And you live by the shot. You live by the three. You die by the three. Now they could go in there and clank up. They could go for 2 for 25 tonight. They're probably gonna lose. But if they hit 15 of 35, they're gonna be in the game. I mean, that's a lot. And the Tar Heels also shoot the 3-ball really well. It's one of their best. This is probably one of their best 3-point shooting teams ever that I can recall. Cam Johnson is sensational. If you haven't seen Cam Johnson, the transfer from Pitt a couple years ago, he was just blossoming into a really good ball player on both ends of the floor. He can shoot it. He got a mid-range. He can take it out of the post. He defends. It's long. Yeah, I like Cam Johnson a lot. So I'm just looking forward to it. Auburn led by Bryce Brown. He can flat out shoot the lights out. He flat out shoot the lights out. The Harper kid is just a dynamo. If you haven't seen this guy, I mean, that Kobe Ford matchup with the Harper kid is going to be just fun. That is going to be fun. Who can impose their will on this game? I'm looking for it to be up in the 80s, man. I just want to see a barn burner. Like, I want a high-scoring 85, 83 type game, 88, 85. If it get to 90, I'm happy with that. I just want to see them rubbing down the court. I think it's just going to be really fun. Can Auburn kind of control the glass? Because, with May and the big kid, number 15. I can't think of his name. Tar Heels, drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank on him. God. But yeah, if Auburn can rebound against the Tar Heels, they have a chance. But also, it's a 3-point line for me with Auburn. If they can hit double-digit threes, they'll be right in there. But if they only hit about 6 or 7, then they have no chance. Carolina's really good. They're really good. This ain't the most talented Tar Heel team ever. This is a really good This is a good basketball team. They just really put together real well. The young point guard, I'm afraid of him a little bit. He does some things that makes you want to pull out your hair because he's a freshman. That's what he does. So that he gives me pause for concern. But just overall as a team, I think they have the good mix of veteran, young player, and that's the kind of team you need to have to win this tournament. Truth be known, having all these sensational freshmen is nice. But when it comes down to it, you want to have some veteran leadership, some good quality veteran players on your team. And they got a mixture of both. You got Luke May, a senior. You got Cam Johnson, like a 5th-year senior. I mean, Brooks and these guys. I mean, Williams. And then you look at Kobe. Kobe's the freshman. But, he's surrounded by a bunch of guys who played a lot of basketball. So if you got some opinions on Tar Heels and Tigers, questions. If you got some comments and thoughts on Michigan State, LSU. Also on the night, you got Virginia Tech versus Duke. Should be a great game. Buzz Williams. I'm a big fan of Buzz Williams. I like Buzz Williams a lot. They already beat Duke early in the season. That was at home, and Duke was without Zion Williamson. But they were without their starting point guard, Justin Robinson. So we shall see in Washington, D.C. tonight how this goes. Always for Duke, if they can shoot it. And I mean, not, 35% for 3-point line. They can go about 35%, 38% for 3-point line. They're probably going to win the game. When they shoot it well, they're virtually not, you can't beat them if they can shoot it. Because they can get to the rim. Once they knock the shot down, then they can start attacking the rim because you got to guard them from the 3-point line. And they jump shots. But, it's not inconceivable to see them shoot 3 for like 20 from the 3-point line. That can happen. That can happen so easily. And they can go 10 of 21 from the free throw line. That can happen. Now, if they go 10 for 21 from the 3-point line, they're going to win. If they go 10 for 21 from the free throw line, that can happen. They can go 5 of 19 from 3-point line. That can happen. It's just because they're not a great shooting team. We all knew this coming into the season. We knew this. But fun night, man. It's gonna be a fun night, man. It's Friday, Sweet 16, man. Chance to go to Elite 8 tonight. Got some just high quality matchups. That last game, Houston Cougars and Kentucky Wildcats out in Kansas City, Missouri. That should be fun. Don't know the stats of PJ Washington right now for Kentucky. He may play. He missed the first 2 games. Kentucky came on strong late. He started the season off early. It wasn't really humming at the beginning. Wasn't really humming at the beginning of the season. But now they starting to really hum a little bit right now. Yeah. So it's gonna be fun night tonight. Looking forward to it. Thoughts and comments on the games tonight. Hey, I'm here for you. Facebook, I'm only here for you for about 5 more minutes. Yeah, about 4 more minutes actually. And then I'm going all over to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what your deal. I don't even know what your deal is. You're gonna appreciate the show way more over on YouTube. You just go. I mean, all you gotta do if you don't know, go on my page. There's a link right there on my page. Click the link, put you right there on YouTube, hit subscribe, and there you go. There you go. You get to watch the show like everybody else watch the show in a way more just a better way to watch the show. Just a better way to watch the show than it is right here. And on that, we're gonna talk about a few NFL moves that have been made. We're gonna talk a little bit about Big Ben. We may even talk a little WWE on the second half of the program because WrestleMania is next Sunday. So, I told you we are a all sports China show. That's what we do. We are an all sports talk show. The best 2 hours in sports talk right here. We talk about everything on this sports show. We don't hold back. No, despite what people may think or what they may say. This is what we do. I want you, again, Facebook, I'm about to leave you guys in a couple of minutes. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. You know who I am. I am the one, Wesley Sentell. YouTube, you stick right there with me. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to be back for another hour of the program. Again, we got a lot. We're going to get some of that. And we'll kind of go back over some of the stuff that we've already talked about. Maybe get some more questions in here. Get some more comments. Some more content to carry on through the next hour. Because I know some of you guys are about to go because you got the game coming on in a few minutes. And I am not mad at you. I am not mad at you, not one bit. Because I'll be joining you as soon as this hour is up. I'll be right there with you watching those games too. I plan on not missing the finishes of both the first set of games, and I'll be watching both of those late games. Because I got a nap. Well, actually, I should say I slept in. So I got a nap. I slept in. So I should be able to make it through those 2 late games. Some of you ain't gonna make it, because if you got up this morning with the work, you're not gonna make it to them late games unless you got a nap. You should have been sleeping as soon as you got off work. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been sleeping as soon as you got off from work. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been sleeping. That's what you should have been doing. Oh my goodness. Oh, cannot wait. And recap again, last night's Sweet 16 matchups. Gonzaga beat Florida State 72-58 in a real good contest. Tennessee lost to Purdue in overtime, 99-94. Texas Tech defeated Michigan 63-44. Oregon lost to number 1 seeded Virginia 53-49. Those were your 4 games last night. So Virginia will take on Purdue Saturday, and Gonzaga will take on Texas Tech tomorrow for a chance to go to the Final Four. Facebook, it has been fun. It has been real. But I'm going to get out of here with you guys. Continue with this NCAA theme. Sit back and listen to some of this good NCAA. Lead you out on some good tournament music to get you set for the night's Sweet 16 matchups. Okay, Facebook. Come on over to YouTube. I'll see you guys later. Okay, YouTube. I'm gonna take a break. That's some good stuff right there. Some good stuff right there. Gonna take a break. Don't you guys go anywhere. I'll be right back after this break. Yo, what's up? I'm back for the second half of the program. Hey, man. Again, Facebook. Thank you for watching. If you was on Facebook, thank you. If you're not on here and you was on Facebook, shame on you. Shameful. Had a few NFL moves over the last 24 hours. So we're going to kind of go through a few of those moves. The Cowboys acquired Robert Quinn for a 6th round pick from Miami for a 2026 round pick. So that's next year. So that's a next year's thing. The Eagles also picked up Jordan Howard for a 6th round pick next year. It could also turn into a 5th round pick. Just depending on how well Jordan Howard does and the Eagles does. So could turn into that as well. The Raiders, a couple more pickups. They're spending money left and right. They pick up Isaiah Crowell and the linebacker Brandon Marshall. Not that Brandon Marshall. The linebacker Brandon Marshall. So a couple NFL pickups. I don't know what Robert Quinn has left in the tank. He's really good when he was with the St. Louis Rams in LA. So I don't know what they're really getting from him. I mean, Randy Gregory, obviously replacing Randy Gregory, who's probably done with football. And they lost another D lineman who just kind of abruptly retired. So it was kind of thin across the D line, so they needed some help there. To get this scoreboard up for you, because these games are about to start. So I want to make sure that we are there. We want to make sure we there. We don't make sure we ain't missing. Make sure we're not missing anything from those games. So let's get there. 2 minutes. Oh, again, I talked about this last week on the show about my Sucka of the week last week was about fans and how they're just going crazy, man. They are out of control right now with some of the things they're saying to these players. They think they can just say whatever the hell they want to say, and it's getting ridiculous. It's flat ridiculous now. Comes word that a fan from Boston has been banned for allegedly using racial slurs at DeMarcus Cousins. And let me just say this: given where you just told me it was at Boston, I am not surprised at all. Not even a little bit by that. But this stuff it's just too much at times, man. For me, it just drives me nuts just to think about it over and over and over. This kind of stuff it continues to happen, and I guess you want to say a nice job by the Celtics for banning the guy from the arena. So things don't happen, but you remember that a few years ago the Red Sox game, and it was a big controversy with Adam Jones being called a racial slur. I mean, and some fans showed up with this sign. I can't remember exactly what it said. It was, but Boston has a history of this, and it's an ugly history that can't go away because it's true. It's facts. It happened. It's been proven. It's been done. That's what it is. That's what it is. Recapping a little bit, NFL owners this past week vote to allow replay on possible pass interference calls and non-calls. So, you know, if they don't make the call, you can go back, review it, and overchange the call, which I think is just laughable. I think it's a joke, and something that should not even be thought about. Something that should not even be remotely an option. I don't even know why it's an option. I don't know why anybody would think this is a good idea. Why would anybody think it's a good idea? Why would anyone think this is a good idea? I don't know why. But 31 owners voted for it. So 31 owners voted for it. So what are you gonna do? And the one guy who didn't vote for it, Mike Brown. Good old Mike Brown. Mike Brown, the Bengals owners. Never would have ever thought in a million years. He'd be the one guy with enough sense not to think this is a good idea. He didn't think it was a good idea. Oh, I see a couple the California Golden Bears needed a head coach, and they're gonna hire ex-Georgia coach Mark Fox. Yeah, just a great. That screams excitement for the program. That there is the kind of hire that should have the program just jumping for joy. They should just be elated to have Mark Fox. Not. What? What? I mean, I know it's Kyle, so maybe the list it was limited what they could get, but I mean, I would have that guy. I would have did that. That would have happened. Welcome into the show, man. Second half of the show. Yeah, it's a little slow. Obviously you got these games about to start in the NCAA tournament. And just 1 minute tip time. 1 minute tip time for LSU and Michigan State. Got Tar Heel fans getting ready for North Carolina and Auburn, so a little slow. It's a Friday night, but it is what it is. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. If you out there watching, just throw your input in. Again, I mean, we got some other things we can talk about. We can talk about Big Ben a little bit. I mean, this week, teammates, some of his teammates, current teammates, former teammates, coming to hit the fence and saying things that to dispute the things that Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell has said about him in recent weeks, that he's not a good leader and all this. Now you got his. You know how that works. Someone talks bad about a person. A group of people talk bad about a person's leadership ability, and right on cue, here comes the cavalry to dispute what those claims were and calling this guy a great teammate, a great leader. I happen to believe that he's not a great leader. Just my personal opinion, just his demeanor, the way he, throws his teammates up under the bus out the games, and doesn't ever take blame for things he does, like throwing turnovers, throwing picks in the end zone to big D tackles. He just never ceases to amaze me. A couple years ago against the Patriots, down on the goal line, when the little confusion, what they gonna spike it or what they want to do, he throws a pick, and as soon as the press conference starts, they didn't know what they wanted to do. They didn't know what they wanted to do. Really being, they didn't know what they wanted to do. So he always looking for somebody to kick while they down. Always looking to take the blame off of himself. So I kind of agree with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I believe them more than I believe some of his little cohorts right now coming out and saying this and that about him. So I truly believe. I believe those guys. I'll take those guys' word over his. That's just what I believe. Yeah. So next weekend, next Sunday, it's WrestleMania. So that's a big deal. I'm hot. Yeah.
I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm upset right now. I'm kind of upset. I'm upset the creative team a little bit. I'm upset with Vince McMahon just a little bit because he's pissed me off. It's pissed me off. So, the women, which is the story. The story is that the women are gonna main event WrestleMania, which has never been done. So they're gonna close out the show at WrestleMania 35, which is kudos, bravo to them, which it should be, But I have a problem with the people who have. I have a problem with the people who are in the match. Well, one particular person who's in the match that shouldn't be in the match. Charlotte Flair does not belong in this match. She should not be in here. It should just be Becky versus Ronda. Well, let me say it should be the man and Ronnie. It should not be Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair has no business in this match whatsoever. And they make things worse this past Tuesday on SmackDown. Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's Championship, which makes me even more upset with Vince McMahon and the creative team because I have no idea what they're doing over there. Basically strewing Asuka and the whole SmackDown Women's division by basically saying, we don't give a damn about you, and we could care less. Let's just give Charlotte everything. Let's just give her unearned title shots, unearned main events, and then just give her the title for no reason. No hype, no nothing, no build up. Just give it to her. Just give her everything she wants. But I am very disappointed. We'll talk more about WrestleMania this week because it'll be obviously the WrestleMania weekend, and we'll get into the card and all that good stuff. But I'm just a little ill with that. But congratulations to the women for headlining WrestleMania. They're gonna headline the show. Let's get a score update. We should have some scores going on. Oh. Spartans come out swinging. They come out swinging an 8-0 run early in the game. LSU is forced to call a timeout. Oh, Spartans come out gunning. Quick 8-0 lead from the Spartans right out the gate. And it's Henry. It is the kid that has 5 points. The Aaron Henry kid, the freshman that Tom Izzo is seen blasting last week, and he comes out and scores the first, gets 5 points early in the game to get Michigan State a quick 8-0 lead, which is nothing in basketball because this is basketball. This is nothing. It's a game of runs. That's how it works. That's how it goes in basketball. But Michigan State jumps out to an early 8-0 lead. Yeah. Following Michigan State will be 7:29 Auburn and North Carolina from Kansas City. That is the Midwest Regional. And then at 9:39 approximately following Michigan State, LSU would be Duke and Virginia Tech. And at 9:59 it'll be Kentucky, 2 seed Kentucky, 3 seed Houston out at the Midwest Regional 2. So, lots going on this weekend. Hey man, I just want to appreciate everybody who's watching. If you're tuning in, like I said, I know it's a little slow tonight. It is. It's slow. It's March. And the games are going on, so yeah, it's a little slow, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. I'm not upset, but we just keep going. We just keep going right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Keep going. Sentell. Right here live on YouTube. I spent the first 2 hours. First hour of the show on Facebook. So hopefully those guys, should have came over here, but they didn't come over here. I'm trying to get them to come over here. They didn't come over here. Also, I told you people it's March 29th, so you better wish my sister happy birthday. What else is it? What else is going on? In the sports world, what's going on? Let's see what's going on in the sports world. Mm-hmm. There. Back from the timeout. So 8-0. Michigan. I'm guessing the women are okay. The women are playing also tonight. So UConn and UCLA are playing. UConn's a 2 seed. Wow. They're up 13-9 on UCLA. Then later on is the number 1 overall seed, Mississippi State, taking on Arizona State. Then it's LSU versus Oregon State, and Oregon versus San Diego State. So women are also the women's tournament is also games are also being played for the women's tournament tonight too. LSU is finally on the board against Michigan State is 10-5 now. Hope you guys are caught up on the NCAA tournament. 10-5 Michigan State early in the first half. Looking forward to some action. I mean, I'm just looking forward to these games again. Just looking forward, man, to these games. Michigan, State and LSU. This should be a good one. And Auburn, North Carolina is gonna be just fantastic. Just gonna be a fantastic night. Look, Carolina and Auburn. That's just dandy. So if you're just not tuning in, you're watching. You know what you're watching. Sentell. I'm your host. They won Wesley Sentell. Yeah, don't ask me why. Don't ask me, why the name change. Hey, just go with it, okay? Wesley Sentell. That's it. That's it. From now on out. Oh man, what a night it's gonna be. I guess let's go to the Duke game. Focus on Zion just a little bit. A lot of talk about Zion over the last week or two about him being, obviously the number 1 pick in the draft, but a lot of people buzzing, saying overrated, underrated. Is he hype? Is he this? Is he that? What's your opinion of the situation? What's you guys' opinion about him? About Zion on the next level? Thoughts about what he's capable of on the next level? I came to the season. I knew that he would probably be a top pick because of his athleticism. I didn't think he was a good basketball player coming into the season. I didn't. I really didn't think he was a good basketball player coming into the season. I really didn't believe that. But the more I watched him, I started to know that the kid actually had skill, basketball skill, and then he had basketball IQ. He's real graceful, has good hands. You can see the floor real well. IQ off the charts, and then his athleticism is where it separates him from most everybody. Is the athleticism, but I really want to see him be a basketball player. Now obviously you got to get better at shooting, but a lot of guys now coming to the league who can't shoot and turn themselves into good shooters. That's what you do, and I have no doubt this kid will because I like his work ethic. I think he's a hard worker. He plays really hard, which is something I really love. He plays hard on both sides of the floor. He gives you everything he has every game, and that's the one thing that I didn't know about him coming to the season. So I'm learning a whole lot about him during this season that I didn't know about him. So I think next level. Like again, you got to get better jump shot. I don't know if he's a 3 or a 4. I think once he gets to an NBA team, they'll get him with a nutritionist and a dietitian and all of that good stuff. And I think he'll lose weight and he'll get lean. I think he'll be more down to like 260 once he hits the NBA, and that will help him. Against the threes in the next level. Because could he play for it sparingly? But I definitely think he has to lose some weight. I think he will lose some weight. But I think the kid's going to be a really good player. I don't know about superstar. I think he's going to be a really good NBA player. An all-star for sure. I just don't know about a superstar. But I like the way he plays. Plays hard, competes. And, once you play hard, compete, and you're willing to be coached. Very, very coachable. Something else that I didn't know. Very coachable, wants to be coached. Very coachable. Takes criticism really well. Constructive criticism really well. So I root for the kid. And I think he'll do well in the next level. Thoughts on Zion Williamson on the next level? That's what we're talking about a little bit. Zion and the Duke Blue Devils taking on Virginia Tech tonight in a Sweet 16 matchup for a chance to go to the Elite Eight. Sunday out in the East Regional that's being played in Washington, D.C. We had a TV timeout in Michigan State and LSU. It's 10-5 Michigan State during the first TV timeout. Let's see what else we got here. We're gonna talk some draft stuff more in depth as we get closer to the draft. We're gonna talk a little bit more about some draft stuff. Let's see if I can pull up a couple of these mock drafts from some of the NFL Network's finest analysts. Let's see, can I pull up some of this? Let's see. Mr. Chad Reuter. I think I got some information from Chad Reuter last year. He's a really smart guy. He has his mock draft Kyler Murray going number 1. And number 2 he got a projected trade in here. He has a trade in here. The Raiders trade up to 2 to take Drew Lock. And then the Jets take Nick Bosa. And then the Raiders draft Quentin Williams at 4, which will be the 49ers pick. At 5, he has Tampa Bay taking Josh Allen. At 6, he has New York taking Rashawn Gary, DN from Michigan. At 7, he had the Jaguars taking tackle Jawan Taylor from Florida. At number 8, he has Detroit Lions taking Montez Sweat, defensive end, edge rusher from Mississippi State. At number 9, he has a Dolphins trading up to number 9 to draft Dwayne Haskins, which makes a lot of sense. I don't see Dwayne Haskins getting past 6. I just don't see that. At number 10, he has Denver selecting Devin White, linebacker, LSU stud. At number 11, he has tackle Andre Dillard out of Washington State going to the Bengals. At number 12, he has the Green Bay Packers selecting T.J. Hockenson, tight end, Iowa. That is way too high in this draft to take a tight end for me. If it ain't Noah Fant, I don't even think Noah Fant should go that high. That is a high spot for a tight end. At number 13, in the trade between the Dolphins and the Bills get Ed Oliver, D tackle Houston. That would be a great fit. At 14, the Falcons go again in that Clemson tree, get defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. At 15, the Washington Redskins select DK Metcalf, wide receiver, Mississippi. At 16, the Panthers select guard Jonah Williams from Alabama. At 17, he has the Giants taking Daniel Jones, the quarterback from Duke. As a fan of another team, I hope the Giants take Daniel Jones. Take him. Please draft Daniel Jones. Please draft Daniel Jones. I beg you to take Daniel Jones. Please do it. Like, I'm begging you. Take Daniel Jones. Really, take Daniel Jones. Take him, please. At 18, had the Minnesota Vikings taking guard Chris Lindstrom out of Boston College. At number 19, at the Titans taking Edge rusher Brian Burns, Florida State. At number 20, he had the Steelers taking linebacker Devin Bush. That is a need position. So linebacker's been a spot problem for them for a while. At number 21, Seattle taking Byron Murphy, quarterback from Washington. That makes sense. At 22, at the Baltimore Ravens taking Parrish Campbell, receiver, Ohio State. At 23, at the Texans taking DeAndre Baker, cornerback from Georgia. That makes sense considering they lost their top corner in free agency. Well, not in free agency, but they didn't sign him back. At 24, you had the Raiders taking Colin Farrell, DN Clemson. The Raiders, that'd be a good pick. At 25, he has that's gonna change. They got him drafted Josh Jacobs, a running back for Alabama, but now with the pickup of Jordan Howard, they won't take a running back there. At 26, he had the Colts drafting Dexter Lawrence. That would be a steal at 26. To get Dexter Lawrence down at the bottom of the draft. At 27, at the Raiders taking Noah Fant, which would be a great pickup. Tight end Iowa, replacing Jared Cook. That would be nice. At 28, Corey Ford, guard Oklahoma for the Chargers. At 29, he has the Chiefs selecting Garrett Bradbury, NC State center. At 30, he has the Packers selecting Jonathan Abram, safety, Mississippi State. And a bit of a shocker, at 31, all the way down to 31, cornerback Greedy Williams from LSU, all the way down to 31. And at 32, the Patriots fashion draft the receiver, Hakeem Butler, wide receiver, Iowa State. Really underappreciated receiver. Definitely underrated. I think he really can play. So that was one of those experts. That was a Chad Reuter. Given that's the latest mock. So let's see, we have anybody else? No, that's the latest one from him. So that's his mock draft. I see a lot of holes. I see a lot of holes in this mock draft, other than the Kyler Murray, because that likely gonna happen. And maybe the Giants trade for Josh Rosen, because that's been reported. So if that happens, then they won't even take a. They get to act. You know what? Now I see what he may be thinking. I don't know why I'm taking Daniel Jones at 17. Because if they trade for Josh Rosen, then yes, I can see them going multiple ways at 6 and 17. But that's if they trade for Josh Rosen. Daniel Jones. Oh boy, if they take Daniel Jones at 17 and don't have Josh Rosen. Oh my goodness, that would be awful. That would be awful. Just awful. We'll take a last break of the show. Take one more break. And then come back and put a bow on this show. Try to put a bow on this show. The last 30 minutes of the show. Let me give you a quick update on the game before I go to my last break. Spartans has stretched the thing out on the second TV timeout. 22-14. Michigan State leads LSU. Tar Heels and Auburn about to tip in about a minute. We'll get you caught up on those. So that game is about to tip in about a minute. And I'll be back in about right after this break. I'll be back to wrap up this show. Don't you go anywhere. Right back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am back. I am back. I am back. Let's finish up this show, man. Strong, man. And for that viewer out there who's still watching it, kudos to you, brother. Kudos to you. Appreciate you for sticking it with me on a very slow show. Second half has been very slow. Would have thought we would have had much more commentary, especially with the games last night. Games coming up, you thought there'd be more excitement in the air about these games. People want to talk. They want to talk more about these matchups, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't materialize. Auburn and North Carolina on the way already 7-7, and we and off we go. and just what I thought it would be. Off we go. Just and it's going. It's going already. Can't wait to go in there and watch this game. I think it's gonna be the best game of the night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. So for the first hour and a half of the short program, we got a few minutes left. We're gonna try to limp across this finish line again. Just to recap a little bit. First hour of the show, we talked about last night matchups between Gonzaga and Florida State. Gonzaga held on. It was 72-58 with the final score, but it was a lot closer than that. A hard-fought victory for Mark Few and his team. They have a lot of really good players. I thought, I picked Florida State to win this game, and one of their better players is out. Depth. His dad passed, so he wasn't there. So it does damage weaken Florida State a little bit. I'm not the guy who makes excuses, but it's one of those things that you just can't prepare for. Don't know how it affected the team, and physically he's not being there. I mean, again, he's a really, really good player for them, and they got a lot of depth, and that's why they hung around in the game. But I think the depth, not having a better player, you'd rather have more better players than just the depth. And I think taking him out of the equation kind of hurt. But hey, shout out to Gonzaga. Like I said, third straight Elite Eight appearance for them. Trying to get back to the NCAA title game, which they did 2 years ago. It was a shootout in Louisville, Kentucky last night as Purdue beat Tennessee in overtime, 99-94. Again, Purdue jumped out to a huge lead. On Tennessee. Then Tennessee fights back in the second half. They get the lead late in the second half. It's down to a possession game at about 7 seconds. Tennessee is up. Guy goes to the corner. Pass is made. He gets the ball. He attempts a three. He gets fouled on the shot, so he gets 3 shots. I didn't think the foul should have been called. I thought that the contact was the contact was there, but I didn't think it affected his shot. But nevertheless, they called it foul. Goes to the line. Guy misses the first, hits the next 2. Go to overtime, and they'll Purdue kind of seize control. They play with a more poised type of game in overtime and made more plays. They outscored them 17-12 in the overtime. So shout out to Matt Painter and Purdue going to the Elite Eight. And they'll take on Virginia, who just had to be one of the most an ugly basketball game. They get the win 53-49, but it was just an ugly game. Just ugly. They were led by Ty Jerome. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He played well, but they beat the Oregon team with the 12th seed. This is like Oregon was the last of the. They were the only double-digit seed left. The rest of this term has been pretty much top-heavy, chalky, very chalky. That's what on my bracket is chalky. But then last night it took a hit because I had Florida State and Tennessee both in the Final Four. So I can go ahead and take my bracket and I can put a match to it and let it go because that is over. OVA over. Cause that bracket is dead. Just that's what happens when you lose both 2 5 4 teams in one night. That'll happen. That'll do it to you every time. Um, the other game was Texas Tech defeated Michigan 60. They hold Michigan at 44 points. They hold them to 16 in the first half. 16 points in the first half. Some of that was poor shooting. Some of that's good defense, but I'm gonna attribute most of that to poor shooting. Because in today's game, you get the move as much as you want. Contact is called just nearly on every play for his hand checking and things of that nature. So I'm gonna put 75% of that on bad shooting. The other 25%, I'll say it was good defense. So Texas Tech defeated Michigan, and now Texas Tech will take on Gonzaga tomorrow for a right to go to the Final Four, and it'll be Virginia taking on Purdue and Louisville for a right in the South Regional to go to the Final Four. Get you an quick update on these games in progress. It is Michigan State up by 10 over LSU, looking good, 27-17 early, halfway through the first half, and down in Kansas City in the Midwest Regional is Tar Heels are up 14-12 early on Auburn. 14:54 to go. First TV timeout, under 16-minute timeout of the half. So that's where you are with those games. And later on tonight, you'll have Virginia taking on Duke, then Tech taking on Duke, and you'll have Houston and Kentucky. Duke is a 7-point favorite. Kentucky is a 2-point favorite over Houston. Yeah, so that's where we are there. Also, earlier in the show, I talked about the NFL voting to have replay on pass interference and non-pass interference calls. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid, and ultimately be a dumb mistake. But 31 owners voted against, 31-1. So it'll be a trial basis. So hopefully, we'll realize early this season that this is just dumb. It's dumb. Baseball scores from yesterday. Opening day. Games going on right now. But opening day yesterday, Yankees over Orioles 7-2. The Mets were over Nationals 2-0. Brewers were over the Cardinals 5-4. Phillies beat the Braves 10-4. Tigers beat the Blue Jays 2-0. The Diamondbacks lost to the Dodgers 12-5. The Astros down the Rays 5-1. Cubs defeated the Rangers 12-4. The Oakland A's defeated the Angels 4-0. The Padres beat the Giants 2-0. Twins defeated the Indians 2-0. Rockies defeated the Marlins 6-3. Pirates lost to the Reds 5-3. Royals beat the White Sox 5-3, and the Mariners beat the defending champ Red Sox 12-4 late last night up in Seattle. So there's your MLB action for the night. Michigan State is now up 29-17. 7:41 to go in first half. TV timeout there. 14-14 Auburn and North Carolina. 13 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first half there. Yeah, we also talked a little about Big Ben and people questioning whether or not he's a leader, and now you got teammates coming out in defense of him after all the stuff that's been said by Le'Veon and Antonio. So now you have Big Ben's teammates coming to his defense. Also had Bruce Arians come to his defense yesterday. I disagree with Bruce Arians when he says that people should have thicker skin. No, No, not in that case. I don't think that is accurate. Um, leaders don't throw players up on the buses. Leaders lead from the front, and when leaders lose, they usually put the blame on themselves. They don't blame everybody else. They usually just take the blame. Oh, got some breaking news on here. Uh, on Manute Bowles' son, who was a freshman at Oregon this past season, has declared for the NBA draft. It's some because his name is Bowl. Like I'm dead serious, dead serious. His name is Bowl. Like I'm dead serious. Cause he's 7 foot. He's 7'2". Um, some info. Let me get some info. Hmm. Yeah. Um. Okay. So he didn't. He didn't. He got hurt. He got injured before the season even ended. So I haven't saw him for a while. I'm trying to get his number. He's a top 5 recruit. Mm, he only played 9 games. He was averaging 21 points though, 9.6 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks a game. So 4 doubles. I mean, so in the 9 games, so he only played about 9. He only played 9 games for Oregon. So he hurt his foot. So obviously he shut it. He shut it down. Uh, so there you have it. He's in the draft. That's Manute Bowles' son. His name is Bowl. I, Michigan State is just all over LSU right now. 32-17. Just all over Michigan State. Auburn's up 18, 21-17 over Carolina early in the first half. Michigan State is just all over, all over LSU early. Um, Aaron Henry, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. The kid that is always yelling at last week. The true freshman, 9.6 rebounds, 3 assists. He's off to an an awesome start right now. He has it going. Aaron Cassius Winston also has 9. Has hit 3 threes early. Uh, Michigan State they have it going right now, and then they got a guy off the bench got 6. So it's everything everything going right for Michigan State right now. They're shooting 53% from the 3-point line. That's 7 of 14. That's how you get blowed out. 7 of 14. That's shoot it that well. Point line. You're gonna win a lot of games. Uh, Thank you guys again for tuning in. You know what this is, the best damn sports podcast, period. The hottest sports podcast in the South. Sentell. I'm your host, the one Wesley Sentell. Um, every week now, every Friday, you can catch me right here, 6 to 8 o'clock for the best 2 hours in sports talk. Um, yeah, I know the show's little, little stale today, but the second half has been that way. I apologize because I just thought that we would have a lot of talk about college basketball today. I thought we had a lot of college basketball talk, and it just hasn't happened as the way I thought it would happen. But that's what happens when you do live. You do a live talk, do a live podcast. It happens because I'm counting on feedback, little content from my audience, and it didn't happen. And you could say, well, we had a little early energy, not many questions. So a lot of that was just my opening in the show, and what I want to talk about, But usually you get a 30-minute, 40-minute stretch, maybe in part of the show where you get a lot more of the feedback from the audience that you expected. So it makes the show better if it goes back and forth with the audience. You have commentary and questions that makes this a whole lot better show. Now I'll stay here and do what I do. And I'm gonna bring you the energy and the passion to this show every week, cause I'll be here every Friday for the most part. It goes to be, but the show will be only on Friday, 6 to 8. That is the plan, to be at 6 to 8. So hopefully next week you won't have a college game on, right? You won't have a game on next week. So hope the next Friday will be kind of like last Friday show. We had a lot of energy, a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement was in the show. Had more questions, you had more comments. People seemed to be engaged in the show. Now what I can say, early in the show was a lot more engagement going on early in the show. So the second half, again, these basketball games just started up right when I got to the second half of the show. So I'm gonna just say that it was because of that. It was mainly because of the start of these basketball games was right in the middle of the second half of my show. So it is what it is. It happens, but I'm determined. I'm gonna do this 2 hours. This is what it's gonna be, unless extreme circumstances come about where I have to cut the show down, and I will let that be known before I go. But other than that, this is gonna always be 6 to 8 Friday. 2 hours. So and as always on this show, I have guests, so I'll have guests come through, so you'll get that as well. So some days you have guests, some days just be me. But we ain't going nowhere. The show will be here. I'll be here, and we'll have better shows going forward. It'll get better. It'll be better, entertaining. You just have some weird days like this. It happens. Especially that's why right after the NBA Finals, I'll take a huge break right after the NBA Finals, and I just come back right before the start of football season, because that's usually how it goes. It's usually the way it works. You just don't have as people out doing things in summertimes, and they just not, they running around enjoying life, which they should. But I was just suspecting, especially given the weekend of NCAA tournament basketball, that you would just have a lot of chatter, a lot of conversation about basketball today. I thought there would have been a lot of conversation about basketball today. And I'm just, just kind of surprised by it, to be honest. But it is what it is, man. But I thank anybody, I thank all of you guys for watching the show. Whether you watch it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, you watch the whole thing. Appreciate you regardless. Again, I'm going to be here bringing this energy and this passion every week on this show. As long as I'm able to, I'll be here. Not going anywhere. So, next weekend show, obviously we'll be looking forward to the Final Four. Will be the next day, so you expect to have a lot of conversation about the Final Four, our thoughts and predictions on that Saturday. And we always go back and look at what happened the prior week, things like that. And then also next weekend is WrestleMania. So I will have the card. I am a wrestling fan, so we will talk pro wrestling on here. So I have the card of matches, and we'll talk about what we think is gonna happen in those matches. Uh, Also the final. So again, we'll have things to discuss. The draft is getting closer. In the next month, so we're getting closer to that, and I'll have probably have a guest. I'll have a guest on next Friday because we're gonna talk some wrestling. I have to invite some wrestling fans to the show so we can discuss a little bit of WWE and WrestleMania next weekend. So, few more minutes of the program. If you're out there watching, I'm still here to answer questions. If you got comments, I'm still looking and reading your comments. So, I'm still here. It may feel like I'm not, but I'm still here. Michigan State again all over LSU right now, 36-19. We're Aaron Henry 13.6 rebounds. He's just been tremendous. 36-19. Michigan State up right now. About 3 minutes to go in the first half. Auburn is up 24-20 on North Carolina. With 8:38 to go in the first half. So again, they're on pace right now for around 40 points apiece in the first half. So they should get to about 80. So, so that should be a lot. I knew that game was gonna be a lot of fun. There's that. Had a lot of fun today. We all had Sucka of the Week. Unveil some new things on the show and unveil this new. When I do Sucka of the Week, look at this. Unveil this new thing. Unveil this new feature right here for when we do Sucka of the Week. So I'll have one of those again next week. And hopefully we'll have a lot more to discuss. And I'm hoping people will tune in a whole lot more. If I gotta bang down the drum, put some more ads out, we'll get it out there. We can get that viewer feedback and that back and forth. That's what we want on here. We want to be, a barbershop type sports podcast. We want that excitement, that fun, that loud back and forth, that debate type style sports talk is what we're looking for. Even though it's just me, you can come back and forth at me. I'm right here. I like that. I like the back and forth with people. So that's why I like the format of the show. Keep people engaged with me. Talk your point, I give back to you. You come back at me, and then we just go back and forth. I want that. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. And if you're the one guy who's been watching this show from the beginning to the end, you are my friend. You are the best in the world. You, my friend, you deserve salute to you. Are the man. You are the man. Whoever, or the woman, whoever you are appreciated. You are really appreciated. And staying here for the whole 2 hours. Not much back going. Few more minutes of the program. Michigan State still up 17, 40-20, 40-25. Getting close to the end of the first half. Tar Heels and Tigers tied at 26. Just under 8 minutes play in the half. Umu Okiki leads Auburn 10.5 rebounds. Luke May leads the Tar Heels 5 points. And the late games, the number one overall seed Duke Blue Devils take on the Virginia Tech Hokies. They are a 7-point favorite. These teams met late February. Virginia Tech got the win in Blacksburg. No Zion Williamson, but they didn't have Justin Robinson. So both of those have got to be back tonight at full strength. Fun game. Always been a fan of Buzz Williams and his coach. His days at Marquette. Houston Cougars and Calvin Sampson takes on Kentucky. That's John Calipari and his crew. They got better throughout the season, but no PJ Washington, which has not been talked about nearly enough in my eyes. That they missing their leading scorer has been out. so far in this tournament. It hasn't really been talked about. So that's an thing of note. Oh, we're getting close to the end. Show. Gonna wrap this thing up. Put a nice big bow on it. Oh, I thought, I was gonna get into it. Nobody brought it up. I was, it was a little bit off sports topic, but I was talk about the Cardi B situation. Maybe talk about it a little bit next Friday, cause that's some interesting stuff going on with Cardi B. Apparently, we're calling her the female Bill Cosby. So I got to look more into it because I don't know all the details of this crazy story. so but yeah, thank everybody for tuning in. Enjoy those games that's going on right now, and enjoy the late games. There should be some really good games. Enjoy the Elite 8 matchups tomorrow and Sunday. They'll be fantastic. And then get ready for the week, and I'll be back next Friday, same time, 6 o'clock. 2 hours of the best damn sports talk out there. I'm the Wesley Sentell. This is the hottest sports podcast in the South. This is the best damn sports podcast, period. Sentell's Intel. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, Facebook and YouTube. Salute to the guy who stayed here for the whole 2-hour show. Appreciate you, bro. I will see you guys next week. I am out.